Hey legends, if you're a first home buyer in Queensland, 2025 is your year. Let me break down exactly what grants and schemes you can get from the government to help you, facts only. The first one is the first home owners grant, so $30,000 cash. So any new homes under $750,000, government will give you $30,000 to pay for the build or to buy. However, it's only for new or substantially renovated homes. All right, so the second one is a boost to buy scheme. This is a new scheme. I'm going live on the 1st of July 2025. So what the scheme is that the government will go in on your home. So like a shared equity style. So up to 30% for a new home, up to 25% for existing home. So there's an income limit. So for singles, it's 150K. For couples, it's 225K. There's also a property cap, so it must be under 1 million. And you also must have 2% deposit. So what this is allowing, the government is allowing you to buy a home with very little deposit. Number 3 is no LMI with a first home guarantee. This is a federal scheme. So usually what happens is you need a 20% deposit. Otherwise, if not, the bank will slug you with a LMI, which is lender's mortgage insurance. So with this scheme for first home buyers, you need 5% deposit. Therefore, you pay no LMI. It's for new and existing homes. So you save tens of thousands. And because it's a federal scheme, it also stacks on top of the Queensland government grants. Before is we have the stamp duty discounts and exemptions. So that's right, the government is also slashing stamp duties for first home buyers. So there's a full stamp duty exemptions on new homes and lands, and there's no price cut. And there's also discounted stamp duty on established homes under 800K, so you can save up to 24.5K. So they're the 4 type of schemes that we have going with the government at the moment. So if you'd like to learn more, just shoot me a DM and we can go from there. So how much deposit do you need? So if you're a first home buyers, as we spoke before, the boost to buy, so you only need 2% deposit and the government will help out. First home buyers grant no LMI, there's also the 5% no LMI. However, if you're not a first home buyers, the banks will usually look between 5 to 10%, usually 5%. However, you do need to include the cost like LMI, stamp duty, and additional costs, lawyer fees, etc. If you also have a guarantor, usually a parent, you can borrow up to 100% of the loan with no LMI. Just got to pay off the loan. How does a car loan affect my borrowing capacity? So lenders will always look at income versus expenses in terms for a loan. So if you have a car loan, most lenders will see that as a monthly commitment paying the car loan off, and therefore this will reduce your borrowing capacity. So even a car loan of $500 a month can reduce borrowing capacity by $50,000 or more, depending on what the lender's criteria is. Are you able to get a loan being self-employed? Of course you can, and this is a really big thing in Australia as we've got many people self-employed. So most lenders will require 2 years tax returns, 2 years notice of assessment, and the ABN running for 1 to 2 years. Some banks will only need 1 year's financials if you have a strong income and good credit rating too. So what's the average turnaround from initial application to pre-approval? So most of them will take between 1 to 5 days, depending on the lenders and also depending on the documentation required. Some things can be more complex, like self-employed, so that might take a little bit longer. But if you've got any help or need any advice, flick me a DM.